Hi everybody, welcome to the third Tritale Dev Talk video. Today we're going to be focused on the key item for the Farron Manor. Finally, for real this time, it's the Farron Manor, the Dominion Rod. Before I talk about anything though, I just want to brush up on the Farron Manor. Yes, the Farron Manor is finally happening. It is going to be the last of the 3 dungeons that you'll be able to find in the Lost Woods. Then there will be a little bit of some extra stuff for 1.0, such as the sealing of the Master Sword in the Temple of Time, and then there will be a new area, maybe it's Skyloft, maybe it's the Great Sea, I'm not really sure, where you'll encounter a set of 3 more dungeons. That's the plan anyways for right now. So the Farron Manor is next, and the Dominion Rod is the main item. Without further ado, here it is. Dominion Rod in all its glory. Its design is inspired by Twilight Princess, but since its functionality is different, I figured I would also take a few creative liberties with the actual design of the rod as well. This is pretty different. Functionally, it is wildly different from how it works in the game, and that's okay. I think it's much more applicable to Hytale and is going to have a lot of utility outside of my dungeons, which is something I value a lot. Before I show what the Dominion Rod does, it has 2 core abilities, I want to talk about trigger volumes and the ability to now make switches. This is huge. If we head up here, you will see this gate that's locked, and it has a blue symbol right there. And there's another little area down there with a orange symbol. If I jump on the switch, I'll look at the door while I do it, the gate disappears and the switch activates, right? But now that door is there, and that's a problem because we want to get through. So, this is where the first ability comes in. If I step on this switch, we'll reset it. The first ability the Dominion Rod has is that it can place a Dominion Orb anywhere that you're looking, as long as you're able to see the top face of a solid block, right? We'll place one now. Looks like this. It's an exact replica of the orb that you can see in the Dominion Rod's little holder. It is solid, which means that I can jump on it and walk around on it all I want, and it will disappear after 10 seconds. This can be incredibly useful for reaching new heights without needing advanced items or movement techniques. As you can see there, I was just able to jump right on up, back up to the area. But the biggest utility of this is that this little guy is considered a living thing. So, in terms of trigger volumes, that means this can activate switches from a distance. Pretty helpful. If I were to come over here, I could just toggle on that switch from here and move into this room. Now, this isn't particularly useful right now because I can't really do anything while I'm on the other side of the door to toggle it, but maybe I can get somewhere else to do so. I place my Dominion Orb here, climb up this vine, place another one here, giving me a little bit more height to make this jump, then clamber up the side of this right here. We can now look down into this room, place our Dominion Orb, toggle the other switch, which then closes this door behind us, but opens the way forward here. This item is immensely useful, and I think will have a lot of uses in dungeons other than my own, including other modded content dungeons, and even maybe some vanilla Hytale stuff later down the line. Its second ability is arguably more useful on a day-to-day basis. It is called Spatial Fold, and what it lets you do is activate switches not switches, but activate objects from a really, really long distance away. This includes harvesting plants, like you just saw there, turning on and off torches, opening chests, as you can see there, and any other number of things you could possibly imagine being able to interact with. The Dominion Rod can do it from a great distance. This is so useful for building. Paired with the ability to just create a block and jump up it, you're able to, as you're building, just kind of create footholds for yourself, maybe open a storage chest full of building items that you're using from a distance without having to run over and get them. But it's also super useful in dungeons where if you're observant and you pair the two, you might be able to get some extra loot. I am very excited about this item. I think it's going to be incredibly cool. I have a lot of plans for the Farron Manor, which I will share in the Discord as teasers as time goes on. So please, if you want to stay up to date with the mod, join the Discord. I love sharing teasers in there. I don't do it as frequently. I try to have things ready, but when they are there, I like to think that they're pretty fun. So yeah, that's the Discord. Anyways, we can take this key, open the door, and head on through. Editing Chihuahua here. I wanted to talk about the non-linearness of the dungeon order and how that applies to the Dominion Rod. So let's say you did the Farron Manor, and that was your first dungeon, and now you're doing the Elden Depths as your second. The way you approach this dungeon is entirely different if you take advantage of the Dominion Rod, and you can even skip the boss fight if you'd like with proper positioning. I am so excited for these kinds of things. I am hoping that people experiment and they find skips or changes or ways to approach situations that I didn't even think of. And I'm also really excited about that just in general for the mod, because when we reach 1.0 and people are playing this from a fresh start, I'm really hoping that there's an unorthodox order or not a set path necessarily. People might start with the Glacial Pits, then do the Farron Manor, then do the Elden Depths. And I really, really want to encourage exploring all of your options with these items and finding some crazy skips, because I'm not going to patch them. I think they're cool. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Dominion Rod here. This update will have more than just the Dominion Rod. I am also planning on adding the Slingshot, but I will get to that in a later date. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.